When I first heard about Cinestill 400D, I really wasn't expecting the kind of shots that I got. You've probably already seen a few videos on it, but I thought I'd do something a little bit different and compare Cinestill 400D with Kodak Portra 400 while shooting in the same locations on the same camera. So I put both of these film stocks into two MJU Is and just got shooting. I was really hoping that Cinestill 400D would be a good alternative to Kodak Portra 400 since the Kodak price hikes. A versatile 400 ISO film stock with Cinestill's signature red Hellation in the highlights. As you can see, the Hellation isn't always there, but there's certainly a glow on the red and yellow highlights, which runs through all Cinestill stocks. Okay, so I completely switched it up. I shot 10 shots on the MJU Is, and then I switched it over into these two bad boys. The Nikon FM3A and the Nikon FM, two of the best SLRs in my view. So to not do it with these film cameras would be silly. As you can see right away with this landscape shot, there's a red hue all the way around the edge of this mountain. And well, I can kind of see why some people might not want that. In a sense, it can look a bit gimmicky, and some people might just want to steer clear from that. I'm not saying it's a bad thing by any stretch. Like, Cinestill is brilliant and a lot of people love it. It's just not for everyone, I don't think. As I moved to my next location, I met Ethan, a climber that was more than happy to let me take a few shots of him while he tried to get on with his bouldering. To be honest, this was really handy. I really wanted to take shots in a variety of different situations, so a chance to take some portraits and shots where there's a bit more movement was a really good opportunity. Interestingly, this shot shows quite a red glow coming from the highlights of Ethan's t-shirt. And while it was a very bright day, I kind of didn't really expect this much halation or the halation to come out in these kinds of situations. But it seems that the red glow is there in a lot of highlights, whether it's night or day. Seems like now is probably a good time to explain what halation actually is. So with Cinestill, the protective remjet layer is removed from the back of the film. So when light comes into the lens and onto your film, it goes through the film, reflects off the back of your camera onto the back of the film, which can create this red glow, which is your halation. So I guess it makes sense that we've got this halation on the bright parts of Ethan's t-shirt. I just don't think I was quite expecting it just from that. I'd like to thank Ethan for letting me take his portraits. It was really nice. It's been a little while since I've done any portraits, and I think we both did all right. Ready? This yellow hue of the Cinestill film really shows through in these portraits. But it's hard to really compare the portrait and the Cinestill in these shots because the sun was coming in and out, and so they will be a bit different. I'd also really like to compare the grain. Now, looking at these two shots, I honestly don't really see much difference. It seems like they both got really fine grain, even when it should show up the most. So I'd say good job from Cinestill. I guess for me, this is a brilliant film stock, and I'm really happy that the community all came together to make this happen. I don't think that 400D will replace Portra 400 by any stretch. I think the signature halation of Cinestill makes this a fun stock to play around with, and it makes it amazing for travel and maybe more artistic photography that is more strange and weird. Whereas to me, Portra 400 is a bit more of a professional film stock with no crazy hues or Hellation. It's just there, ready to be edited. And well, I didn't just shoot this. I also took 5 rolls of Cinestill 400D to Berlin and shot my entire trip on 400D. So we're going to see how it fares going through airport scanners, how it fares in different situations, and see what the trip looks like. So if you're interested in that, then just watch this next video and you won't be disappointed.